Hello and welcome to the Morningstar Investment Conference. I'm Emma Wall and I'm joined today by Richard Mullender to talk about communication. Hello, Richard.
Hello.
So, former hostage negotiator, bit of a leap to coming to a financial investment conference, but to talk about communication and the importance of listening. Now, for this conversation, we were going to apply that to how an individual investor can ensure that an advisor is really hearing them when they describe what they need from their money. Talk about the importance of listening from the advisor's point of view.
Well, from the investor also, I think if the investor, for me, if I was the investor, I'd summarise back to them and say, look, this is what I'm looking for. I'll get them to summarise back to me what they think they've heard me say, and also to make sure that they really have listened. I mean, to some extent, it's easy to talk about the advisor. The advisor should be listening for what I'm like as a person, for what my needs are, for what my values are, for why I'm investing in the first place. That should be the advisor's absolute aim. And as an investor, then I would make sure that advisor's got me, because otherwise, I think there'll be an impression, maybe it's a perception, that they'll go off and just do what they feel they should do rather than what I want them to do. And I think because we come from a position of weakness in a way, where we don't know the financial world, and we're looking at this advisor who knows the financial world, we want them to be very clear about, I want to understand what they're going to do with my money. I really want to understand that. I want to make sure it's what I want my money to do and not just be something that they think is a good idea.
Because I think, financial services, the clue's in the name, it's a service industry.
Yeah.
But as you alluded to there, unlike any other service industry, it's not something where the receiver of that service knows much about. If you went to a restaurant, you had a bad meal, you'd know it was a bad meal.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes there is this disconnect where an individual forgets or is too afraid to assert that on the individual providing them with the service.
I think it's true in life in general. Is what happens is someone of greater knowledge enough says something, we don't really understand it, but rather than appear ignorant, we go along with it. And I think it's that confidence to actually say, I don't understand what you're talking about. Blockchain has just come on the market, and I've seen 2 or 3 presentations now on it, and I still don't understand what it means. And these presentations are normally to people that understand what it's about. But if you come to me and you're going to say, these securities, these are high risk, these are low risk, what does that mean? Tell me in English. Tell me so that I can understand it really well. And I think as an investor, again, make sure you really understand what's going to happen. Make sure you can, and really push your advisor, because they are your advisor. Push them and say, right, okay, what's this mean exactly? There's the thing, is it CBI or something like that? I'm not sure if it's the chief bank interest rate or something like that. I have no idea what that means. I've been looking at CBI plus 1%. Yeah, really? What's that mean? What does that actually mean? Because if there is, tell me. And I think as an investor, don't be frightened to say to them, okay, teach me like I'm a 6-year-old. Remember Denzel Washington.
Are there any particular questions that an advisor should be asking their investor, their client, in order to make sure that people are on the same page, and that as an investor you should be listening for, so that you know you're being looked after? I
think it depends. There's an easy question. If they've previously had a financial advisor, then the question I would say to them is, who's the best financial advisor you've had in the past, and why were they so good? Because I think by asking that one simple question, then the investor will actually tell them what they want and what they're looking for. If I was an investor, I would be very sure. I'd say, so who in the past, who have been the best investors, and why? What did you like about them, and what was your best investment you've ever made, and why did it work so well? So again, I'd kind of put them on the spot a bit, I suppose.
And use simplified language to ensure that everyone in the room knows what they're talking about.
Absolutely, yeah. It's got to be. If you and I were sat as a couple and there's an investor, an advisor in front of us, then we should be able to walk out there and know exactly what we're going to get. And it's got to be said in words of very simple, I don't understand finance. Right, teach me, but teach me like I can understand it. I don't need to know everything. Simplify it. I think Einstein said, make everything simple but not simplistic. Don't treat me like I'm an idiot, don't patronise me, but make it simple. If I'm teaching listening, it's a really quite complicated thing to do, but there's no point in making it complicated for the audience. They've got to understand it very quickly because you haven't got a lot of time, so get it in simple.
Richard, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is Emma Wall for Morningstar. Thank you for watching.